Hello everyone, today we're going to witness graduation of the Thursday batch. I'd like everyone to put away their cell phones because the speakers worked really hard to prepare the speeches. I'm going to call Nishant to come and introduce our first speaker, Sohini.
Thank you, Varshita. Today our first speaker is Sohini Shah. She lives in Waltham and goes to John F. Kennedy Middle School. She's in 8th grade and her hobbies include tennis and karate. Today she's going to be speaking about how karate helped her.
Come on, okay.
Hello, my name is Sohini Shah and today I'll be talking about how karate helps me. First of all, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to thank Nishant for introducing me. So I have a question for you guys. What do you call a pig that does karate?
Okay, you're not supposed to answer that now. Okay?
Okay, the answer is pork chop. Alright.
Oh, good. Good one.
So the topics I'll be talking about today are how karate works, how I started, how I became a teacher, the two locations I go to, and how it helps me. So, how I started. I started karate when I was about 7 years old, 5 years ago. And at the same time, I started skiing. So I went to skiing first. And it was very difficult because if you may know, if some of you guys that do karate, tennis, about skiing, may know, you fall many times and you feel like you get embarrassed. Actually, everyone falls on the first time of doing skiing. So I don't know why I thought I was embarrassed, but I was. So I was really scared to go to my first karate class. And so my parents had to drag me in, and I was so nervous, I barely could even concentrate. I went inside, and I was really scared in the beginning. But towards the end, I realized that it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it a lot. Next, I'll be talking about how it works. In my school, karate worked, we learned Kempo karate, which is a style. The other two styles of karate are Jiu-Jitsu and Taekwondo. Those are the two main common styles. Next, in my school, the belts range from white belt to black belt. These are the most common range. This is the most common range. They go in order like white, yellow, orange, purple, blue, green, brown, and black. There might be a quiz about that later. So, in my school, yes,
Wait, let us write it down.
You guys should write it down if you really want. So the belts there's two stages. There's lower level, which is white belt to purple belt, and higher level, which is blue belt to black belt. So in my school, this is shown by the lower level wearing white gis, or uniforms, and the higher level wearing black gis, which are uniforms. So that's how it works. Next, I'll be talking about how I became a teacher. I became a teacher about 3 years ago, and I was very excited. This was because my Shihan, which means master, noticed that me and this other girl, Catherine, were really good. So he called up the grandmaster and told him about us. So one day, he came over to our class and watched us, and he agreed. So for the next whole session, me and Catherine went into a separate room with the grandmaster, and we learned on our own. We got to perfect these old skills that we have, and we got to learn a lot of new skills that we have. By the time this session was done, the grandmaster gave us these badges that would go on our uniform that said assistant instructor. And this was really important to me, and I was really happy that I got so far up. So for the past 3 years, we have been teaching karate together, and Catherine and I have become really good friends. Next, I'll be talking about the two locations I go to. I go to two locations, one in Belmont and one in Waltham. Over the summer, the Waltham classes don't have AC, so there's no way of really doing karate there. And my Shihan decided to tell us that we could also go to the classes in Belmont over the summer, which have AC. So in the beginning, I didn't really want to do that because every kid wants to enjoy their summer and just stay home. But instead, I decided that it would be a good idea if I went, because if I went, I wouldn't be able to forget the things that I have just learned. So that was really interesting, and I was excited to go to the Belmont classes. And I was hoping that other kids from my Waltham classes would also go, but they ended up not coming. I was me and there was another kid that went to the Belmont classes. So it was just us two. But in this class, we got to learn how to fight against each other and a lot of other new things that I've never learned in the Waltham classes. And this was really fun. So when school started, I decided that I could go to both classes if I wanted to, because I didn't want to leave the Belmont classes, but I didn't want to not go to the Waltham classes either. So I decided to go to both. And this was fun, and I got to make a lot of new friends. Next, I'll be talking about how it helps me. Karate helps me with my strength and building up my stamina. It's also made me more confident in what I do. Also, it helps me learn a lot about the techniques and how to stay safety and self-defense. Also, it's allowed me to teach others, which I've never done before. I've been able to make a lot of new friends that I never knew about before. And so today, I have talked about how karate has helped me, how I became a teacher, the 2 locations I go to, and how it works, and how I started. Thank you for listening to my speech on karate. And this is my brown belt with 2 stripes, so you can pass this around and check it out. Next up will be Kanishka Sethi. He's a 13-year-old teenager who is very caring and is very kind. He is an excellent runner, and he also enjoys doing basketball and soccer. He loves schoolwork, and also the main thing he likes is math. He lives with his dad, mom, and sister, who he likes very much. Next up is Kanishka Sethi, and he's my really good friend.